I'm on a mission to beat some of the hardest video game difficulties ever made, and when I learned that the Evil Within had a mode where you die in a single hit, I knew I was in for a terrible time. Oh no! Why do I do this thing where I suck? Welcome to the infamous Akumu difficulty in the Evil Within 1. On top of dying to everything short of a sneeze, scavenged resources are extremely limited, endgame enemies will show up in much earlier chapters, and the trap density is through the roof. Beating this difficulty will unlock the rarest achievement in the game, but unfortunately, it will also give me permanent mental trauma. Now, as poetic as that is, I need you to buckle up so I can show you why Akumu difficulty will forever leave a scar on my psyche. And the best place to start is the beginning of Chapter 1. Akumu mode starts off like any regular playthrough of The Evil Within. Our death-inviting protagonist, Sebastian, walks himself into a psychiatric hospital because he had thoughts of playing a one-shot kill difficulty in a video game, which is very relatable. While I was here, I did a psych eval, which had the conclusive results that I'm an idiot. Then I was gently skewered through the eye by a like-minded maniac before waking up in a less than clean European red room. Now, this first chapter is supposed to be an introduction to the stealthy mechanics of the game. And after thieving away the escape key from right under Leatherface's nose, you're supposed to hide in a locker before sneaking out of the area undetected. But I kinda forgot about that last part. Oh, this is a mistake. Uh-oh, maybe I get lucky. If I just run, can he catch me? Oh, fuck. Yeah, he can. Oh, fuck. Okay, that was the first death. If you've played Akumu before, you already know that this difficulty is basically a really big jigsaw puzzle. There is almost always a perfect way to complete an encounter, and then there's a few not so great ways to complete an encounter. As we enter Chapter 2, I want you to know that I predicted 150 deaths during this Akumu run. So if you want to leave a comment with your guess, now's the time to see if you know the Evil Within better than I do. And while you're making a guess, I'll find out how effective my unupgraded pistol is by taking out the first enemy of the chapter. Ooh. Lots of pustules there, bud. 3 headshots to kill. Keep that in mind. I really want to stress that Chapter 2 is supposed to be the introduction to stealth in the open world and how to generally manage your resources. Now on Akumu, resource scarcity is maxed out and it makes things a little bit awkward. I'm gonna just throw this. I'm gonna huck 2 of that over there. Uh-oh. Hey fellas. Nope. Oh, and I'm dead. Maybe I smelled. Okay, that guy's going over there. Buddy, don't look at me or I'll fucking bottle you, hey? Throw that over there. Keep going. Okay. Haha! Will this guy see me if I try to sneak over here? Yes, he will. Oh, no, 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 no! Hey, pal. Oh, that's random luck, by the way, that just fucking one-tapped that guy. Fucking God himself gave me the bullets to beat this. Never again will I die. Now is a good time to mention that I was feeling extremely confident when it came to flying through this run. And when I learned that matches offered a 2-for-1 discount on fried muertos, I even took the time to style on my enemies. This whole area is loaded with traps and enemies, and it's a perfect example of how you can use the environment to work in your favor when battling for your life. Just remember to burn those bodies before they get back up. This guy's not fucking dead? No, I fucking hit C. It took so long. God damn it. One of the interesting things about Akumu that was throwing me off is this lack of ability to recover from a mistake since, you know, the whole one pump chump thing sends you back to the checkpoint. This was leading me to a slow and methodical approach while clearing out this area. I thought that would minimize unexpected moments, but the Evil Within enemies can smell strategy from a mile away, and they know how to disrupt it in the weirdest ways imaginable. Hey, someone come here and blow up. No way you are getting stuck. Why are you programmed to be dumb? Every other one of your brothers is fast as fuck. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm out of stamina. No. There's a torch somewhere. I'm out of bullets. Oh, it's right here. No, he missed. No, he kicked me in the fucking dick and killed me. So this, introductory level was introducing me to a lot of things, and most of them were very bad for my health. But after some solid trial and error, I was finally able to get past all these loitering crazies and secure my chapter 2 win with a staggering 19 deaths. And just to mention, chapter 3 aims to pump these numbers up with the introduction of some new trap types, which is a big deal because disarming traps is what gives you the resources to craft items. So these bombs, if you stand up, they beep. But if you hit it, you have to hit a quick time event in order to get through. And let's see if I fuck up the first quick time event of the run. Whoa, that's way smaller than it was on easy mode. If we miss, we die. But we don't fucking miss here. Oh, let's fucking go. Never will we miss. I will never do another one of those bombs if it means that I risk not dying. Huh? Don't worry, there's a checkpoint upstairs. Outside of the John Kramer inventions that this game calls traps, this area also introduces us to the first Ruvik clone much earlier than expected. But before we deal with him, I want to take some time to explain what kind of upgrades I'm planning on getting for this Akumu run. So I am going to be upgrading the sprint duration to offset Sebastian's smoker's loan, but first I was going to dump all of my upgrade points into the pistol damage and crit chance. Since at max, you have a 50% chance to insta-kill with a headshot. If everything goes to plan, I will have the ability to nearly one-shot every enemy in the game by the time we reach chapter 6. And let me just say that my airtight one-shot everything plan is not so airtight. But you'll see what I mean when we reach that route. In the meantime, I needed to clear out all the enemies in chapter 3 in order to progress. And if you don't count that time where I got distracted and destroyed by a pirate's booty, this section was actually pretty manageable with my plan. The first obstacle here was the Ruvik clone, but I realized pretty quickly that if I took out some of the enemies in the barn, the Ruvik clone would come running because of the noise. And it was easy enough to take him out quickly with 2 shotgun shots to the face. And when he's gone, I had the space I needed to survive being ambushed by roaming packs of zombies while being in what I thought was a safe room, followed by learning that the floor contains more than just bear traps. Oh, is there something over here too? There's a bear trap. There's a bear trap over there. Be careful. Watch your toes. Okay, well, we got a checkpoint 5 seconds prior. Thank God. Let's do this here, hey? Is this guy just ahead? Huh. Oh, what the fuck was that? Oh my God, this game is bullshit. This game has a lot of glitches in it, and a few of them will cause immeasurable frustration later. But for now, I was able to progress by using the traps in the farmhouse to take out unsuspecting zombies, and then using my newly acquired Agony crossbow, I could snipe the literal snipers. Compared to the last chapter, I was having a much easier time dealing with the village baddies, since I was already equipped to handle them now. There was only one more fight I needed to do to finish the chapter, and it was a 1v1 with Texas's chainsaw-wielding champion, who actually starred in a movie from 1974 if you didn't know. And honestly, it was an honor to kick this guy's ass. Let's see if we can't pull a little sniz here on the fella. 1, 360, teabag. 1 in the fucking lower spine. Hit for good measure. Oh, that should have fucking killed me. Oh no! I forgot. I'm my own worst enemy. These are the things that I hate about myself. I thought 2 stabs was enough to kill him. Now I'm even more confident now that I understand and I know things. Oh. This guy's fucking built to last. Is it 3? I thought it was 2. Apparently it's 3. I take the second try though. Since this was the final fight of chapter 3, it means it's time to move on to one of the easiest levels in the entire game. But before I breezed through this chapter with world record pace, I grabbed a few upgrades for my pistol damage and sprint duration to make life easier, and then I took a pit stop in this hospice to perform brain surgery with my shotgun for one of my final missing achievements. All right, we're gonna see if we can get this. I think I need to blow his head off with a shotgun. Nothing personal, but I think Big Boy needs to fucking eat some lead here. Eat his vitamin. Where's my achievement? Ah, achievement! Ah, there you go! Experience the vision in the hospice. I killed this guy and the first time I played it, but I guess I didn't shoot his head off. I was kind. Now, while I was kind to that guy, the sponsor of today's video, Displate, was kind to me, since they're celebrating their 13th birthday with a bang. Displate makes unique metal posters which act as a definite upgrade to the paper alternative. And on top of that, they have over 40,000 designs from independent artists alongside the over 200 officially licensed brands. This includes Warhammer, Dungeons & Dragons, and even Kingdom Come Deliverance, which has surprisingly helpful reminders directly on the art. And if you're like me, you rent a house and can't hang things up willy-nilly. Well, Displate found a way to get your favorite designs on the wall with their super easy magnet mounting system that leaves no damage like a traditional nail and drill. Displate also comes in various finishes depending on what you want. Some are more matte, some are glossy, and some have this textured 3D style effect that looks ridiculously good. And because of the variety, Displates can make a fantastic gift for your loved ones. Now, if you want to decorate your space with some of your favorite fandoms and designs, check out displate.com/L/MorgansBasement in the description, or scan this QR code to have my discount applied automatically at checkout and get 31% off 1 to 2 Displates, 36% off of 3, and 41% off 4 or more. Thanks again to Displate for sponsoring my suffering. On a more serious note, I was feeling pretty good considering I was currently under the 10 deaths per chapter pace that I was aiming for. And not to mention that a lot of the chapter 4 chaos was doing nothing but solidifying that I'm quite literally built to succeed on Akumu difficulty. Couple of... That's all they wrote. Keep her going. Some people were just fucking made to not get hit by shit, eh? Okay, for real though, chapter 4 was the shortest chapter so far. I was basically smurfing my way through most of the combat, and even when I was getting chased by Laura, aka the grudge girl from Temu, I didn't really have any issues. Things went so well, in fact, that I had people volunteering to help solve future Laura problems. Good to go. Now I take a sip. I can fix her. Mono green tea, if you can fucking fix her and eliminate the need to fight her on chapter 10, I'll give you $50. We'll get to test the chat's love for Laura in a moment, because now we're entering the pivot point for Akumu difficulty. And this strikingly brutal difficulty jump starts on chapter 5 with 2 specific moments. The first event that caused some level of trauma was the reintroduction of everyone's least favorite J-named character, Joseph, who has a proclivity for death in this specific room. Getting through this section requires saving Kidman from that unwinnable saw trap that she's drowning in. But up until now, the only person who needed to stay alive was me. So while saving Kidman is the objective, that's not the thing that makes this hard. Oh, that's a problem. Hit him with one of these. Oh, that guy's trying to throw. No. Oh, he can die. Oh, shit. Dude, I didn't know Joseph fucking dies for real. Get your shit together, brother.
We need to move.
Yeah, okay. Thing to say after you just pulled that nonsense. Just... Oh. Okay, I'm missing. They're fucking going for Joseph so bad, bro. Oh, I'm out of bullets. Oh, shit. Bro, he's dead again? Oh my god. Dude, when I factored in my number of deaths, I didn't expect Joseph to suck. Run, Joe, run. Oh, fuck.
How many of these things are there?
Oh, I missed. Oh, he's dead. That was my fault. Dude, he sucks so bad. He dies in 2 hits, bro. Joseph on Akumu is one of the worst AI companions I've ever had to rely on. And I needed you to see how he conducts himself before we entered the most frustrating chapter in the game. because you need to understand why he makes things worse. But there is one more extremely important thing that happened here on Chapter 5 after I rescued Kidman from the aquarium. You see, I told you earlier that I was focusing on leveling up my pistol's damage and crit chance as my primary strategy for Akumu. I wanted to have this done before I made it to Chapter 6, since that's when things get tough. So at the end of Chapter 5, you have to fight Laura in this very combustible room. This is a pretty straightforward fight since it just involves using flame implements to singe her hair extensions and ultimately send her back to the graveyard. The upgrade gel from Laura here is essential to maxing out my crit chance before the next chapter. So even with a large number of mistakes during this fight, I knew I would leave this room with a massive damage boost for the remainder of the game. Or at least, that was the plan. Oh my god, I'm out of stamina, I'm so slow! This is risky, but I'm doing it. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, Laura. In the fucking hole, babe. Ah ha ha! Efficiency is what you need. Okay? Now I'm gonna go pick up all her goop. That was the real reason to do all of this. If you kill Laura, you get her goop. Wait, what? What in the shit is this? If she dies down there, you don't get her shit? I can fucking smell her goop. Give me a fucking straw. That's all I need, bro. You don't even need the straw. Give me that fucking hat that people wear that connects to beer, and I'll funnel it through the hole and I'll slurp it up. This moment is going to be a contributing factor for the single most annoying room that has ever been put into a video game. And it all takes place on Chapter 6. This mission is aptly named Losing Grip on Ourselves. And with this being the chapter that aims to cause maximum psychological carnage, it wastes no time putting you neck deep in the shit to fend for yourself. Wish my guns were more accurate. This would make a pretty big difference. No, 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 no. Oh my god. Dude, I swear to god, my crosshair's on him, and I shoot the bullet, but it's like the end of my gun is a U, and it just gets sent back. In short, what's supposed to happen here is Joseph will work on unlocking the door that leads to the basement while I protect him. Once we get there, we repeat that process while he unlocks the escape door. With something that's so easy to explain, you might think I'm lying to you about how difficult this was. But nope, I was stuck in this room for almost 2.5 hours. And I should probably explain why. There are waves of enemies that funnel in through the windows during the first door section. And because of how my upgrade situation unfolded, I only have a 30% chance to insta-kill the enemies that can insta-kill me. Sometimes I would get lucky and every shot would proc a crit. But even having this happen 3 times in a row is less than a 3% chance. Which means I needed to hope for a string of unfathomably good luck if I wanted my pistol strategy to be effective in any way. But when it works, it frickin' works. Oh my god, fuck yeah. Hit the 1 in 3s a couple of times in a row. 3 times in a row. 4 times in a row. Oh my god, it's fucking destined to be. Back up, sister. Go, 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 go. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that often. And after about 20 deaths, I realized that I had massively underestimated how difficult this was going to be. Oh no! Why do I do this thing where I suck? I never caught one of these. I love you. I wish I was in your basement. You're in the basement right now, brother. Except you've walked in at one of the worst parts in the basement's history. Bro, where's the burn this bitch button? This shit's not here. If you've played Akumu mode before, you know exactly what I'm missing that would trivialize this entire encounter. The upgraded Agony Bolts. Because of my crusade through the pistol upgrades, I didn't know that the Agony Bolts were God's gift to Akumu runners, since the Flash Bolt alone can stun groups of enemies for 16 seconds straight. That is the equivalent of 3 to 5 flashbangs in Call of Duty 4. With this severe disadvantage, I died here a lot. It was genuinely the first time in the Evil Within where I thought this game was going to be impossible without restarting to get the appropriate upgrades. Good God. So many at once. I can't even use this because it's in the fucking corner. Fuck you guys. No, no, no! I'm out of stamina. Oh my god. I can't, bro. 100 deaths. It's a landmark moment here. I thought I was gonna do it in under 100 deaths. Breaking the 100 death barrier happened at the same time that I doubled my pre-Chapter 6 deaths, and I was honestly still in disbelief. That said, I had been slowly developing a strategy, and because of all the respawns, I had ample time to refine it. In this first room, I would use a bunch of my unupgraded bolts to trap and slow down enemies when they were coming through the window, and then I would just lay into them with the revolver or the shotgun. When that failed, I would use the fire barrels to do as much AoE damage as possible, since the explosion would kill anything it hit. These were only temporary measures, unfortunately, and I took many ass beatings trying to get through that first room with this strategy. No, 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 I tried to kick the barrel and it disappeared. Considering what I had to work with, this was as good a method as any of the alternatives. But that didn't mean I was handling it well. Oh, that's not me. Bro, get out of my fucking brother! Fucking kill us both. Fuck you. What made this section even worse is that the second holdout has more enemies at a single moment, and it was a longer holdout than the first room. This meant I was the main ingredient in the Evil Within blender, and I could not figure out how to get through this. This is when I should tell you that there isn't a surefire strategy for the basement with the items that I have now. I was just gonna have to hope that the enemies grouped up enough so that my bolts could get value. Then I would have to hope my revolver could take them out without shooting blanks. Wait, how are you not shocked? Get the fuck out of here! How are they not shocked? They jumped down the same hole as the guy who hit the thing. So this single encounter made my deaths triple. And knowing that all it was going to take was a bit of good luck, I continued pushing through the despair until I had an excellent second holdout where I was able to keep the enemies stunned for prolonged periods and try to run the clock down. I can't even fathom being in this section for fucking over 100 deaths. I can't even believe this is a thing that's happening right now. Oh! Wait, no one's hitting my bolt. What the fuck? Open the door! Go, 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 go! Oh, thank fuck. That was fucking first try. What a fucking awful time. I hate my life. Now the real chapter begins. Oh, please upgrade the flash next. I want to be clear here. There is no fucking way in the holy heaven of light that you can upgrade this thing to stun someone for 16 motherfucking seconds. Are you fucking joking me that that's a thing? Having been shown the light in a way that is almost as aggressive as a knock on your front door, I powered up my flash bolts and prepared myself for a whole new era of the Evil Within. And by that, I mean I was gonna have a string of very good luck on some very difficult encounters. And considering what had just happened, I was prepared for every possible situation now. You know what, Colton, you convinced me this much. Here we go, bro. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I got too excited, bro. Getting through this area really only requires sneaking past some enemies early, followed by absolutely blitzing these spear mortar guys that are hanging over the exit. But even with my super oppressive flashing ability to control the enemies, Joseph is still a goddamn liability. Wait, I could have gone another one? No, what the fuck? Oh, no way, bro. They're stepping on it. Oh, no, what the fuck was that? He just grabbed me in the cutscene. Oh, that's bullshit. Fortunately, I was able to clear out this entire area while keeping Joseph alive in under 5 deaths, which was primarily due to the fact that I wasn't stuck in a room with 30 zombies who wanted to milk me to death. I really cannot verbalize the comfort I found by completing that section in 1/20th of the deaths of that previous area, but my newfound motivation really propelled me through the rest of the chapter. To keep that momentum going, I did end up putting a few damage upgrades into my sniper to help me take down tougher enemies that are coming up. And the first instance of needing some of that damage was against Hansel and Hansel in the graveyard. These cave-dwelling Goliaths can take an ass beating, so I took advantage of my littleness and hid in a tunnel while I took pop shots and threw grenades at them until they died. Getting past these two knuckleheads actually opened up the road to the final encounter of the level, one that I was actually pretty nervous about, and it's because it's a battle with the evil version of Airbud.
Oh, am I just gonna die? Well, maybe I should have waited here before I tried to change my inventory. Thought he was gonna buzz off into the woods. I was wrong. And did I step in a bear trap?
It is both true that I died to this boss 4 times in under a minute, and that it's not really too bad with all those sniper damage upgrades that I put in a few minutes ago. So once I got him weak enough to get Joseph to safety, I had to go back in for seconds just to show him that it wasn't luck.
I feel like I should kill this guy this time instead of just grabbing the thing, hey? Hey, you fucking hyena bastard, where you at? That is so fucked up that he just did that.
I'll draw it away so you can search.
No, you're not helping anyone, bro. Hit him with it twice. Come at me, bro. Oh. Oh. Shoot him in the fucking dome.
With the dog in the dust and Velma's glasses retrieved, I was finally through the first roadblock of Akumu difficulty, and the reward was going to be a bit of a break on the next couple of chapters to make up for the audacity of this last level. This is why I was going to use chapter 7 to focus on 2 really important things that I haven't had a lot of time to work on. The first of which is stocking up on crafting parts for the agony bolts.
Here we go. Quick disarm. All profit all the time.
The chapter 6 revelation that the agony crossbow is my lord and savior in Akumu mode means I need to be able to craft bolts on demand. So stockpiling these parts is gonna be my new normal. Alongside this, I was also collecting a ton of upgrade gel, which meant I could finally upgrade my pistol crit chance to 50% and then make a plan for what I should focus on next. Being afforded the luxury of restocking and upgrading my skills was supposed to be short-lived because of the new enemy type that shows up here, the Keepers. These lockerheads are infinitely spawning, since once you kill one, another just comes in to replace it. Even with the pressure of having to crank my wheel to turn off poison gas, I was able to kill a handful of these safe bases to farm out some upgrade gel and finish the level with under 3 deaths. All of the confidence I had lost in chapter 6 was slowly coming back, which might sound like a lie when encountering the first enemies of mission 8, but I promise I was feeling good.
What the fuck is that? Oh, I didn't even know they could do that. I'm getting chest bursted.
A huge portion of this level consisted of dodging Indiana Jones traps and dying to baby-sized monsters that I seemingly couldn't defeat with my feet. And after an embarrassing amount of deaths here, I learned that the god rays generated by the flashbolt are actually lethal to these things and can kill them by the roomful.
I don't even know the correct way to fucking beat them. I'm pretty sure if I go on this, they spawn up behind me and above me. I hear them. They're spawning. I'm just gonna gamble. Yep, that one fucking landed toe first in my mouth and killed me. Also, I'm gonna try to blow up all these babies with the fucking flashbolt. Look at them up there. Oh, well, this is the dumbest place to die.
My personal incompetence aside, I was eventually able to make it through this baby gate. This landed me at the final encounter of Chapter 8, which is important because it's one of the few places that 60 FPS makes unwinnable since the enemy movement speed is actually tied to frame rate, and you can't escape it. But of course, I don't fall for that magic game BS, which means we are now on Chapter 9. This level is where the pressure of Akumu starts to build again. And this is not my way of saying that the wall traps scare me. I can solve these all basically first try at this point.
Okay, this one's fucking easy to get, apparently. I feel like I don't even care if I'm dying, I just want these. See? First try. Fuck, that wasn't even close. I'm not doing 2. I don't trust myself. Yes, I do. Fuck.
The real danger here comes from two main avenues. The first is that the enemies now have guns in a one-hit difficulty, and their aim is significantly better than mine.
We don't have that here. Hey, pal. Where did my bullet go? It went through his goddamn head.
The second element in this mansion that had me feeling all desired is that Ruvik now follows me around intermittently, which means I'll get the opportunity to test my horror movie survivor skills in real time.
We're good. People always ask, would you think you'd survive in a horror movie? I fucking guess I do. I do think so. I can hide under a bed like anyone like no one you've ever seen.
Surviving Ruvik and the horrors of the definitely not Spencer-inspired mansion is really not too bad if you're familiar with the layout of the building, and the cerebral cortex of a dude named Doug. And if you don't count getting lost in Jigsaw's personal basement maze, which I did a few times and I might need you to subscribe to get me out, the only thing that was really left in this chapter is a final boss fight against some red mist in a burning barn, which honestly isn't too bad because of all my recent weapon upgrades. But now it was time for a pretty significant difficulty uptick in Chapter 10. During this merry-go-round of death segment, the game makes it known that many enemies will now have porcelain face masks to prevent insta-kills, and there will almost always be enemies with guns from this point forward.
It's Friend Colton. I used to be called either Lunatic Colton or Friend Colton back in the day. Bro, what is that bullshit? I look away for 1 second and Chris Kyle shows up in my fucking window and kills me.
Not only are the gun-wielding enemies going to be a problem in general, but the sections with groups of enemies are much harder now that we're in the second half of the game. If you approach these fights with perfect utility bolt usage, you can actually avoid most of the combat. But I was not privy to that information, and I was mag dumping like someone just stepped on my imaginary Texas lawn, which means I was getting really low on ammo.
There's just no shot you're not dead. Do I have to shoot them in the back? That one's dead. Oh, maybe I do have to shoot them in the back, and I'm fucking ass. Well, they're dead now. I may have just wasted the entirety of my boss fighting ability, but hey, someone had to do it.
So as you heard right there, it's now time for back-to-back boss fights, and I'm running on fumes in the ammo department. The reason this matters is that the first fight involves a rematch against Laura, and she's actually a pseudo-skippable fight if you play conservatively. But since I have low resources, I need to kill her to get access to the ammo that can only be grabbed if she dies. Fortunately, Laura's fight comes with the caveat that a huge chunk of the damage you need to do to her can be done by timing when these flame vents hit her with the money shot. The hardest part about hitting them at the start is you need to watch where you're going.
We're going up here. Oh, I stepped in another fucking bear trap. Are you joking me? What kind of monster put these fucking things in here?
Getting past the first phase wasn't too bad, since I could just stun her with the available fire and then drop some grenades on her and shoot her with my upgraded sniper. The second section involves doing the same thing with the vents and bear traps, but on top of that, dealing maximum damage to Laura requires burning her with bodies. And if you mess up the tempo, you'll get to find out that Laura has damn near unlimited reach.
Oh, she's spawning at the end at that one. Uh-oh. Nope. Yeah, shut the fuck up. What kind of hungry hippo bullshit was that?
The Laura part of this fight is actually the easiest part of this fight. The real reason I died here so many times is because a trap goblin came through here before the battle and left an impressive number of piss-offs.
Oh my god, I stepped on a fucking bear trap. Oh, maybe that's a trap I'm supposed to use. I don't actually know. I should probably just pull this. Oh, I'm so dead. Fuck. Oh my god, Sebastian. Bro, this guy's got that fucking Yasma wrong lever cronk energy. I stepped in another bear trap. Why is there a bear trap in the corner of the fucking room? What kind of ghost-ass polar bear are they expecting to fucking come through? Bop. Where was that other fucking one? There's a third one. I found a third bear trap. God damn it.
After hitting every trap on the map, I think you can understand why this fight is so infuriating. But that didn't stop me from killing Laura for good and grabbing a surprisingly unimpressive amount of ammo, considering how terrible that fight was. In comparison to the tragedy of that Laura encounter, the next boss that shows up 5 minutes later is quite honestly a joke. If you can avoid the traffic of this underground parkade, all you need to do to kill this boss is freeze it and then unload straight into its eyeball.
If he could, get frozen next to this too, that would be great. Ah, perfect. Thank you. I think he's dead, right? Oh, is he not dead? What's the fucking scoop here? Okay, reload. If they show you their third eye, you give them a quick poke. Nothing like a poke to the secret third eye to, I don't know, get you moving.
That actually marks the end of chapter 10, which means we're on the level with some of the worst sections in the entire game. And no, I'm not talking about the first part of the level with the really annoying chain link fences. I'm talking about the infamous yellow garage door.
Bro, they added men with snipers. When will the bullshit end?
This section is so difficult because you have to deal with waves of enemies that get progressively harder. And by the time you near the end, the zombie version of SEAL Team 6 comes running out to greet you with body armor and assault rifles.
Oh, I should be executing them. What am I doing? Wait, do I still have time? I don't have time. Fucking John Wick's in the back, providing backup.
These 5 waves of enemies are undoubtedly one of the hardest parts of the entire chapter. But if you can use your grenades and agony bolts effectively, you can get through this pretty quick. That is not something I could say about this next area where I needed to survive in an on-rails cart ride with an incredibly inconsistent handgun.
All these Molotov cocktails. Enough of this vigilanteism. Get in the pit. This is the trick. Shoot them at their post. What? What? Yeah, okay. Apparently my bullets are just fucking magic and they just miss even though the crosshair's on the guy. Never mind.
This snail rail section looks like it's supposed to be one of the more innocuous holdouts since one well-placed shot is enough to take an enemy down. But when half of your shots just miss for no reason, it starts to wear out its welcome pretty quick.
We'll try using some flashbangs. Bro. God damn it, there's still one more. This is fucking dog shit, is what this is, by the way.
Outside of my time in the Chapter 6 gulag, Chapter 11 was easily the hardest chapter so far. And even though the worst was behind me, when I made it past the rail car, Akumu mode had one more pretty substantial surprise waiting in the warehouse near the end of the level.
Yeah, this is, I didn't expect this section to be a different part of the game, by the way. Oh, thank God. Whew. Yeah, get me the fuck out of here, bro. Oh my God, what the fuck was that? Well, I guess we're gonna go and turn off the gas.
That surprise ambush was the final Akumu change for Chapter 11. And all it required was turning off the gas leak before using our God bolts to clean every double chin between us and the end of the mission. This puts us on the home stretch of the game, but before things get any easier, they're going to stay just as hard as they were in Chapter 11. This level is actually named after a popular song by AC/DC, and it's called Highway to Hell. The first part here takes place on a bus that's under siege by a spider thing. And while this fight was gross, after a few attempts, I was able to deal enough damage that the boss didn't have time to use its seemingly undodgeable attacks. Getting past the first bus ride wasn't much of a comfort though, since immediately after escaping, we enter literally the worst holdout section in the game.
Dude, where are the bullets, bro? Get off the fucking bus here, bud. And I'm dead. Dude, fucking suck my dick, okay?
Of course, the constant barrage of gunfire and Molotov cocktails made this challenging, but something about this encounter specifically was turning me into a prodigy of inaccuracy, and I was dying far more on this section than I ever should have.
None of my dude. Fuck that, bro. Did that not hit them? Dude, oh my fucking god. Even though I died far more times on Chapter 6, the nature of these issues made this section feel 10 times worse than any other part of the game. In fact, all of Chapter 12 was some degree of cursed, because even at the end of the level, I was still shooting blanks with no real explanation as to why. No, wait, that didn't trigger on any of them. So the moral of the story is that Chapter 12 isn't supposed to be hard, but on Akumu, it sucks a lot. It's not all bad news though. I am fortunate enough to be entering Chapter 13 with under 300 deaths. So you know, a win's a win. Oh my god, I can just go and cry here. This level brings us back to the Akumu basics, which I can't believe I'm saying this, but that is such a relief. Will they set off the acid traps and die? Please tell me that's how that works. Yeah, that's some baloney. Oh shit, that guy didn't fucking die. Oh, fuck me. Oh shit, what the fuck? Where'd this guy come from? Oh, magnum ammo. What is going on here in the apartment buildings? Gentlemen, keep her together. For the first little bit, all I need to do in this chapter is sneak through the apartment building, disabling traps for bolt parts, and avoiding all the lockerhead enemies that seem to be pillaging corpses without a permit. This pseudo sneak fest actually continued through most of the level leading up to the boss fight, the prelude to which is a kitchen that not even Gordon Ramsay wants to be in. And I understand why.
I cannot do this any fucking more. I can't do it anymore.
I don't remember the path. Uh-oh. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of here. Yeah, none of that bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Get me in the corner. Don't do it. Don't thread the needle. No, go, 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 go. Oh, thank God. That was the last thing I wanted to do is fucking sit in that room and die repeatedly. The boss fight that happens on this level takes place in the freezer, and it consists of battling a few lockerheads while avoiding the Roomba competitor from Dyson. Okay, well, if I snipe him, will he die here? Oh, he's dead. Fuck yeah. Oh, what? There's another one? Oh, I thought there was only two. I'm so dumb. No! Wait, do I gotta kill him again? No! Oh my God. I thought there was only two, and then I could just fucking loot. I was wrong. This fight is pretty tricky since the cramped room and a large number of traps make the margin for error basically zero, and one mistake will almost certainly add to the death counter. This definitely took me a few tries, but since it was less than 10, I think we can safely say this was an easy fight that we did basically on the first attempt if you round down to the nearest 10. Chapter 14, on the other hand, wasn't as flawless as I'm trying to make you think that Chapter 13 was. Something tells me this isn't even possible to do. Oh, maybe it... I backed up. Thought I was good. I was not good. You see, before I could even get into the first real section of the level, I was already getting beat up by every trap under the sun. And even when I tried to play properly, the game was punishing me. Thank God. Yeah, and there's a fucking bear trap here. That's so fucked up, bro. I tried to disarm it. I hate this game, man. Once I made it past the trap graveyard, I was in for a much easier time, believe it or not. The upcoming section was beatable with stealth, but after finding some excess sniper ammo, I just started popping everyone I could see to make things easier. And then I ran past all the enemies that didn't have guns. I was genuinely flying through these combat situations since there weren't any notable surprises. But when something new did pop up, I died. What the fuck? Because classic Oh. There's two of them on Akumu. That's a new little fun addition they added. Huh? Little fun, little tricksy thing. Look right and a new enemy spawns left. All jokes aside, I was about to fight the scariest boss in the game to finish out Chapter 14. But like the prodigal son,
I was blessed with 6 magnum bullets out of a locker to complement my newly upgraded hand cannon. This fight is tricky because the boss can summon little bugs that will slither up to you and kill you instantaneously, which means you need to try and stun lock the boss every time he jumps into one of the ceiling holes, because that's when he drops the minions. If you leave them unchecked, they'll get you. Or you can just mag dump the boss on spawn and avoid all the mechanics in the fight. I recommend this strategy, especially if you have the birthday buff like I did. This paved the way into the final chapter of the game. Now, while this is supposed to be the culmination of difficulty in the Evil Within, that's not exactly what my experience was like.
I think I can go wait for these bad boys over here. I think a bunch of fucking big guys are gonna... Oh, no, not the Ruvik. I'm in the worst possible spot for this. That is unbelievably unfortunate. I don't know what's going on, and I'm dead. Apparently, I'm lucky, I'm fucking lost. I don't know anything. Fucking random ass bear trap. I can't even see. There's like glare. Fuck this game, man. 323 deaths.
My time in the finale of Akumu mode was one of user error and bad luck. To be honest though, this was a very poetic way to finish out the most frustrating achievement run I have ever done. And at this point, all I needed to do was complete the on-rails final boss without succumbing to the trauma that I've been looting throughout this experience.
Oh my god, I'm fucking dead. No, don't die on this. Don't do it. Where'd my rocket go? You got any more bullets? Maybe one? Oops. I think there's literally one more shot, and it's over. And he's dead. He's dusted. He's fucking clapped. Don't miss. This is your one chance. That was so fast. Wait. Holy fuck, I think it's over. Chapter 15 cleared. Fuck the machine. No. Finish the game on Akumu. Let's go! It's over! I hate the Evil Within, and I'm not afraid to say it, but it's the best game ever made, and you should all go play to 100% it.
And just like that, my time in the Evil Within 1 has come to a close. And while this wasn't the hardest challenge I've streamed, it definitely pushed me to my limit. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.